Job chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Because also, the white man is also going to be plagued once again with the sore boils. The Lord is also going to plague the white man again with sore boils here in the future, which is going to be one of the plagues that he's going to get, just like what the ancient Egyptians had got. Now let's go to 1 Kings chapter 1 and verse 39. First Kings chapter 1 and verse 39. And Zadok the priest took an horn of oil out of the tabernacle and anointed Solomon, and they blew the trumpet, and all the people said, God save King Solomon. And all the people came up after him, and the people piped with pipes, and rejoiced with great joy, so that the earth rent with the sound of them. Now it says here that the people shouted so loud that the earth rent, means the earth tore a little bit, right? So now when you think about the when you think about what happened, in Haiti with the earthquake, and with the earthquakes and all that's happening all over the earth, right? All the white man will really have to do, because he always digging inside the earth anyway, all he will really have to do is bring something with low frequency, with some serious low frequency sound to it, which he has all type of devices that he can do that with. Put that up under the ground, and it's going to cause things to happen up under the ground. And it can easily cause an earthquake. Now that's awfully funny, because France was in it when the earthquake hit Haiti. France was in Haiti in 45 minutes. Now think about that for a second. 45 minutes to go from France to Haiti. That's on a whole other side of the world. So obviously they must have been chilling, waiting on something to happen. And also too, when they were supposed to be bringing aid and assistance, they were bringing do-it-yourself abortion kits. They didn't come with food or none of that. They came with do-it-yourself abortion kits. So obviously they was waiting on something. If they made it to Haiti in 45 minutes, you see what I'm saying? I mean, dang, the 45 minutes, they were chilling somewhere very close. And then what they came with, they saw that as an opportunity for the women to abort their children. It's pretty much saying either you abort your children, or we ain't gonna give you no food and no aid and no support. Now see, to think about it, now the white man is the damn devil. Low frequency sound can cause things to shift up under the earth. You see what I'm saying? So now the white man wants to be able to use natural disasters as warfare. Just like he was able to use diseases. Just like he was able to take the smallpox that was in the blankets that we seen that Satan had smoked Job with the smallpox, with the sores all over his body. That's what smallpox causes sores all over your body. You see what I'm saying? Now, he gave that technology to his own children. You see what I'm saying? They became carriers of the disease. They had smallpox themselves. But their system had built up an immunity to it. You see what I'm saying? To where now they will be able to spread. Just like when a lot of people was dying of AIDS. You had people that were carriers of AIDS. Somehow their system had built up a resistance to the disease, but they could still pass it on to somebody else. You had people out there that were screwing like crazy, going to the damn clubs every night. You know, they sat there that had AIDS for 3 years and still looking wonderful. Going off in the clubs, pulling a different woman every damn night, and the women doing the same thing, pulling a different man every damn night, and infecting all of them. You see what I'm saying? That man that slept with her, or that woman that slept with the guy who was the carrier of the disease, messed around and died a year and a half later. You see what I'm saying? While the man that gave the disease was still alive for a while. You see what I'm saying? He might have lived 5 years after she died. And then start breaking down somewhere, towards the fourth year, start breaking down, and it probably took him out pretty quick. You see what I'm saying? Well, that's the same way that the white man was, but he had built up an immunity to it to the point to where he could live to be 70, 75 with smallpox. You see what I'm saying? Just like when you look at the Godfather, when Vito Corleone was a little boy and was brought to America, they said he had smallpox himself, but he was a carrier of the disease. He didn't have none of the symptoms. You see what I'm saying? But he was a carrier of the disease. Now he could have easily went to somebody that didn't know anything, that never had that type of sickness, that type of ailment or whatever, and he could have passed that on. You see what I'm saying? The white man is the devil. The white man, he goes for warfare on whatever level that he possibly can. The white man would use any damn thing. And once he found out that he's been trying to get technology like this since Nazi Germany, like I brought out earlier. The white man, he knows every time he sends a space shuttle up to in outer space that it's going to rain that day. You see what I'm saying? And this is something that I've been knowing ever since a little kid. Every time a space shuttle goes up, it rains. Every single time. So now, with the white man having the mind of the devil, you don't think this will be too far beyond him for him to sit there and think and be like, how can I use this to my advantage? How can I make this happen at will? You see what I'm saying? That's the way the white man thinks. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself. Now think about it. It says who opposes, means he comes in direct opposition, right? to the Most High, who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Now think about it. What is he trying to do? He's trying to duplicate everything. Now, when the Lord smites the white man with something, the white man is continuously thinking on how to pay God a recompense, just like what it says in Joel. He's always trying to think of a way that he can do that. Always thinking of a way that every time the Lord does something to him, the white man tries, since he can't do anything to the Lord, he tries to see what he can do to us. You see what I'm saying? He hits us with things like sickle cell anemia. You see what I'm saying? And is it the Lord allowing this? Yes, because that was one of the curses that we would be hit with all the diseases of Egypt that we was afraid of. The ancient Egyptians did the same damn thing in their science laboratories, seeing ways that they can destroy us. You see what I'm saying? Environmental racism. All right? A lot of black neighborhoods are put where the ground is toxic. Like most projects, every project where I'm from, every project is built over a chemical dump. You see what I'm saying? The Lord said that he will cause the land of our enemies to eat us up, right? Well, now you know why there's so much cancer that goes on in the black neighborhoods. So much cancer, so many different types of diseases and all that goes on among blacks. Because blacks and Hispanics, rather, and Native Indians. Because when you walk down the street in a black neighborhood, you can smell the sewage. That's chemicals coming up out of the ground that you actually inhale. And those chemicals manifest itself in the form of a cancer. You see what I'm saying? And other various types of ailments and diseases. So, who did the Lord use? Right, he used the white man to dump the damn chemicals. He used the white man to dump the chemicals there and then pour concrete over it and build projects on top of it and throw us in them. You see what I'm saying? As we go back to the Psalms 17 to 13. Psalms chapter 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world. What type of man is the white man? The white man is a man of the world. What type of man is the Chinese man? A man of the world. What type of man is the Arab man? A man is of the world. Now, what does it say that they are to the Lord? From men, which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. Just like I mentioned before, all of these nations have their portion in this life, and they consistently in the damn science labs, and we are the damn guinea pigs. They've always used us in their science also. The white man is the damn devil. Now let's go to we're going to go back to Revelation chapter 13 and verse 13. And he doeth great wonders. A great wonder. What is a great wonder? Oh, a great wonder is something that everybody will be in awe of. Like, wow, look at that. That is a great wonder. You think about it. Look at all the science, all the breakthroughs in science. And hell, look at the NASA space program. Look at the cell phone. Look at think about it. I mean, you can, just look at all the technology. These are great wonders. And what does the white man do? Is he spreads his technology among everybody, and he deceives them also. You see what I'm saying? Because all of this stuff is coming up out of him and going to the world. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Let's go back to 13. Slucky. And he doeth great wonders, so that he made fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Who's doing that? The damn white man. And also, when a nuclear bomb goes off, it also messes with the weather patterns also. You see what I'm saying? That's where the term nuclear winters and things like that come from. Through nuclear technology, a person can distort weather patterns and things like that. You see what I'm saying? Nuclear weapons also, when Hiroshima and Nagasaki was hit, it caused all types of crazy weather patterns. The big gigantic mushroom cloud, and then, things can get so hot that it gets cold, nuclear hail, all types of things like that. That is also messing with the weather. Now, with a nuclear weapon going off and doing this, that means something will have to be wiped out, right? So now the white man is sitting there thinking, well, it's not expedient for me to have such and such a wiped out. So what does he try to do? He tries to come up with get his scientists together and come up with something that can distort weather patterns without destroying and wiping out whole cities. You see what I'm saying? Now, let's go to Obadiah. The book of Obadiah in chapter 1. This is talking about the nation of Edom. We're going to start at the 3rd chapter. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars. NASA also has, what do they have out there? They have a space program. They have spaceship, they have things set up in outer space, all types of satellites, and all these different type of things. This is the Most High is allowing them to grow and grow and grow in technology. So when technology, weaponry, all of that, wealth, in every area you can think of. So when the Most High destroys them, the Most High's fame, he's going to be famous all over the earth. And that's what's going to make other nations put down the false gods. You see what I'm saying? That's what's going to make them do that. And they're going to serve us, the 12 tribes of Israel. Right now, they sit there, they don't even care to mock the Most High or any of that. They don't even care to, they'll do all of that. They'll mock the Most High. They'll use his name and say cuss words with his name in it. You know what I'm saying? They'll talk bad about him, or they'll slander him on television. But in this day, and all of this stuff is led by the white man. But in this day, when the Most High brings down the white man and brings down all of his technology and all of that, then then everybody's going to know who's the real God upon the earth. Now, let's go to 2nd Ezra. Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, and we're going to start with the first verse. And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it fleeth from the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. Now, okay, I'm gonna go into verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude, they came, neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, or any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Now think about it. Now, with the tempest and the fire, and all of this going on, and it said the Lord didn't hold any weapon in his hand. What happened was, and when he saw everything coming out of the Lord's mouth, he saw the spoken word. You see what I'm saying? The Lord just simply spoke the word, and those people was made into dust. He used their own devices against them. That's why all of these countries is having this nuclear stockpile going on. All of this nuclear weapons being made. They're getting new technology, weapons that can destroy whole states, weapons that can wipe out whole countries. They're getting all of this stuff formed up and getting all of it together. You see what I'm saying? And what is the Most High going to do? Let's go into Job chapter 5 and verse 12 again. This is what you're seeing in this image right here. Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. What devices are they forming here? Like I said, nuclear weapons. That's what they're forming. All of that technology and all of that, they're forming all of these nuclear weapons that can sit there and wipe out whole cities and countries and all of that. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. What enterprise are they doing in the book of Ezra? Trying to subdue Christ. That's and he's disappointing their enterprise. And you know how he's doing it? He's going to use their own devices against them to do it. Just like when he has nation fight against nation. This nation is trying to get up the best weaponry to fight against that other nation. So what's happening is he's using that nation to judge the other nation. But then also too, they also have to be judged also. You see what I'm saying? The Most High is using their own devices against them. Now, when they all finally stop fighting one another, and they realize that they have a common enemy, which is the Lord's chosen people and the Lord, right? Now they're going to sit there and all focus their nuclear weapons upon Christ. And Christ is going to use their weapons against them. Let's get some proof on that. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 14. And we're going to start about let's start at the 12th chapter. And this shall be the plague therewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth. What type of weapon does that sound like? Nuclear weapons. It's cooking things. It's cooking even the tongue and eyeballs. It's killing. It's blowing that stuff away first and just dissolving that while the person is still standing up on their feet. What does that? Nuclear weapons. Now, that is the judgment of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? But whose devices is the Lord using to judge the people that he's got wrath and indignation towards? He's using the technology of the same men to destroy them. You see what I'm saying? Just like King David said about the proud, he said they are enclosed in their own fat. You see what I'm saying? When somebody is enclosed in their own fat, that means all the devices that they've used, they're now a prisoner. There's a saying that goes, prisoner of your own device. You see what I'm saying? Just like a real rich man that loves his riches. You see what I'm saying? A real rich man that just has money to do whatever it is that he wants to do in life. But he decides he likes to do drugs. Now, since that man he can afford all the drugs that he can. He has the best suppliers and all the money to get the drugs. So when he ODs, that means his money was used against him, right? Yes, it was. His money was used against him. That's how the Most High gets down. Now let's go to Ezra. Second Ezra. Let's see. Yeah, Second Ezra. We go Second Ezra chapter 15, and let's see. We'll go to we'll start at verse 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For God shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come with many chariots, and with multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and their host shall be feared and dread and strife among their kings. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south. Now it says clouds here. Now watch this. And they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. So obviously, what you got going on here, this is some demonic clouds. You know, these are clouds that are considered they're full of storm. These are also clouds that, you know, when it also talks about the sun being dark and the moon not giving her light. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm, and they shall smite one upon another, and they shall smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star. And behold, and the blood shall be from the sword unto the belly, and dung of men unto the camel's hole. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth. And they that see wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. And then shall there come great storms from the south, and from the north, and another part from the west. And strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it. And the clouds which he raised up in wrath, and the stars stirred to cause fear towards the east and west wind, shall be destroyed. This is talking about great tempests all over the earth. Now what we're going through now is like the beginning of that thing. You got Hurricane Harvey, then Hurricane Irma, and then you got another one, Hurricane Jose is coming after that, and I think there's another one after that. You see what I'm saying? All of this stuff, the Lord is bringing it, regardless of whether he's bringing it through the white man or he's bringing it through, you know, he's bringing it directly. Either way, it's still the Lord's doing, because the Lord said all of these things was going to come to pass. You see what I'm saying? So now, let's go to Go to Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. This is the reason why all of these things is going down. The Most High is causing all of this stuff all over the earth, all of these hurricanes, all of these storms, and all of that. He's using those things to punish the wicked. And what's going to happen is, this stuff, the Lord is using these things for us to see plain as day that the white man doesn't give a damn about us. Not only does he not give a damn about us, but he wants us wiped out. You ever notice also too where all the disasters is at? Whenever a disaster comes, the white man is waiting on blacks to go in and get the supplies that they need, like whether it's food or whatever, and use that excuse to kill you. You see what I'm saying? Just like during the time of Katrina. During the time of Katrina, you had all of this flooding going on, right? And it would seem like the police would want to be more worried about saving their own lives. But instead, they used this as an opportunity to kill black men, to shoot black men in the back. And majority of these black men were dying the same way. You see, or either they went, a lot of them survived because they was hitting them with 22s, and a lot of these brothers were pretty big. You know, they were good-sized brothers, and they were getting shot 4, 5, 6 times in the back with these damn 22 caliber handguns that the New Orleans police will carry, you know, in the side as they down in their boot or whatever. Down in there, they'll put a strap on the bottom of their leg. And that's how they would carry the 22 caliber handgun, and they would call it their ham sandwich, meaning their spare weapon, the one that they use to kill niggas with. You know, to where it won't be traced back to them. So when a disaster hits, then bam, you know what I'm saying? The disaster hits, then it's free reign now. Now they can go and they can kill as much as they want. You see what I'm saying? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Now you start to see why the Most High is bringing all of these natural disasters. You see what I'm saying? The Most High is bringing these natural disasters for a reason. He's bringing these natural disasters so that, you know, just as the scripture goes, how we depended on a nation that could not save us. So now the Most High is making it known unto us that these nations cannot save us, cannot and will not save us. They will use that as an opportunity. While you're dying, they'll kill you while you're dying. You see what I'm saying? They'll start shooting you while you're drowning. That's how evil the damn white man is. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Now this is why the Lord's bringing down, he's going to bring down wrath upon all these on all these nations. And they also just had a thing in India, I think it was, where something around 1,400 people died. there's some natural disaster over there, they're not really throwing that all over the news. You see what I'm saying? But about 1,400 people died in a natural disaster over in India. You see what I'm saying? They'll get help from the Indian government. But when natural disasters go down with us, we're not getting any help. And if they do give us some help, if they want to put us in one of them FEMA trailers, them damn things is full with asbestos and all types of different bacteria. You're going to come out that damn thing and you're going to be sick as hell. And a lot of people was dying during the time of Katrina just from living in the damn trailers. A lot of people got sick and died. So if the flood waters didn't kill you, now the asbestos or whatever the hell that is that's inside them trailers was killing, making you sick. And some people is dying because of that. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. So, what is the Most High saying here? He's saying that Tyre and Zidon was trying to pay him back. You see what I'm saying? So now think about it. Now, Tyre and Zidon is like this. Imagine how much more so the white man is. You see what I'm saying? What do they call natural disasters? They call them acts of God, right? So when the natural disasters hit, who do they blame for it? They blame black people for it. You see what I'm saying? They blame blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians for whatever goes on in America. Whatever goes on, the poor white, he blames blacks for the reason why he's poor. While at the same time acting like he's poor and been poor next to you. And whenever you try and talk about white privilege, he says, no, but look at me. I'm poor. I grew up in the projects, and he comes with all of that. But in reality, when he sits at his crib and in his house, at his kitchen table, he's talking as though you are the cause of his poverty. That's why poor whites rise up in such rage and wrath. You know, anytime the country calls upon them to do something to us, they do it with rage and wrath. All the rioting, the majority of the rioting was done by poor whites upon black people. Because see, at that time, those white people got to feel like they were whites. You see what I'm saying? They got to feel white now. You know, they got to feel privileged. You know, they figure, well, at least they not one of us. That's the way that they feel. And they hate us just as bad as the damn rich white man does. And this is an inherent hatred. This ain't a hatred that's based on economics and based on all this so silly stuff. That's why we run around thinking that poor whites are, you know, they don't hate us. We think they don't hate us. We think they don't hate us because, you know, we think as well as two races. There's rich and there's poor. That's a damn lie. What there is Israel and heathens. That's what the hell it is. You see what I'm saying? And particularly Israel and Edom. That's what it is. It's not two races of one rich, one poor, and all of that garbage. That's garbage. And if you listen to that damn philosophy, next time a hurricane or some type of natural disaster hit, you're going to have a damn rude awakening. Believe that. You're going to have a rude awakening. Because you're going to see that it's not two damn races. White people are going to stick with white people. The poor whites are going to link with poor whites. And then, you know what? And it was also the poor whites that was having signs written up on during the time of the hurricane that was written up on their garages and all of that saying, you loot, we shoot. Now, who the hell you think they was pointing that at? They was pointing that at blacks and Hispanics. Saying, if you come and try and get what you need to survive, to feed your children or whatever, or try and get something to float on, we gonna kill your ass. That's what they were saying. And this was the poor whites that you niggas love so damn much. They was saying, the poor white that you grew up with, that you smoked weed with, that you worked on that bull crap job with. That man, him right there. The one you go to Hooters with and watch the damn game with. That white dude. Go to Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. Proclaiming this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. The Lord said prepare war. All the damn Gentiles prepare for war. And if you want to sit there, if blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians want to sit there and act like, we all in this together, you sitting there joining yourself with the white man who the Lord has indignation and wrath towards, what the hell you think going to happen to you? You're going to catch fire from both sides now. You see what I'm saying? You as the Lord's chosen people, the Lord's going to be angry with you for being with them. And they are going to hate you because you're not one of them. You see what I'm saying? It's a lose-lose situation for you. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. The Most High is also calling the poor of the countries around, of the nations, calling them down too. The Lord is calling them to gird up, to try and come against the Lord also, because they have a debt to pay too. Your poor white friend out there has a debt to pay. You see what I'm saying? That's why during the time of war, these poor white trash white men always talk about, they talk lofty also. They talk like they're the rich. During the time of war, when it talks about killing Arabs or killing Mexicans or killing, anybody that America's at war with, killing blacks. When it comes to talking about killing anybody that America's at war with, the poor white will talk just as lofty as the damn rich one will. You see what I'm saying? And the poor whites also know that every member on the team has a position to play. Just like in football and in basketball. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's not the damn quarterback in football. Everybody's not the running back in football. You need somebody to play defense, right? You need a defensive line. You see what I'm saying? Well, the poor white understands that not everybody can be rich. You see what I'm saying? But that does not make him no less the damn devil just because he's poor. They play all sides of the fence. They play Democrat, Republican. They play rich. They the poor. They can be the oppressed, afflicted, whenever they can shape-shift and be whatever the hell it is they want. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we give them a license to do that. You see what I'm saying? It wouldn't that skill in them wouldn't be so effective if we wasn't going for the garbage. You see what I'm saying? What you need to be doing is in every city, finding the ISUPK is what the hell you should be doing. Knowing damn good and well, all of these damn hurricanes and all of that is coming and hitting all up along the East Coast, even as far as New York. But yet, a lot of you silly, simple niggas going to try and run to white people and try and help white people and all of that during the time of natural disaster. If you're that type of nigga, you deserve to be drowned. The white man is a damn devil. And he don't want to help your people out. He want to help his own people. But yet you will fly past 5 of your own to go and help one of them. They're going to start killing you. That's what they're going to start doing. The white man is going to start to kill you even when his life is in danger, just like that the riddle that General Hyman brought out about the scorpion and the turtle. The scorpion's life was in danger, it his life, even he knew if he crossed that river that his life would be in danger because he can't swim. But at the same time, the turtle can swim. The scorpion gets on the back of the damn turtle and kills and stings the turtle and kills him. And he also drowned too. You see what I'm saying? Well, that's how deep the hatred of the white man is towards blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. In a time of damn disaster, you better flee the hell away from them. You see what I'm saying? That's just like you trying to help a dying rattlesnake. But what you're not understanding is that rattlesnake still got his teeth and still got his poison. If a rattlesnake still got his damn head, you should not be sitting there reaching your hand out to help him. You see what I'm saying? You should not be trying to reach your hand out to help the damn rattlesnake. Because as long as that rattlesnake has its head, he will bite you and kill you even though he's dying himself. And that's what kind of man that the white man is. The white man is a snake man, just like in the Garden of Eden. You see what I'm saying? He is a subtile beast of the field, the most subtile beast of the field. And he hates you even worse than all the other nations do. The other nations got a blood-curdling hatred for us, no doubt. But the white man hates us the damn worst. You see what I'm saying? He is our natural-born enemy. Just like the hyena is a natural-born enemy to the lion. The two will never get along. And both of them are fighting for survival. Both of them are fighting to survive. The hyena, the lion wants to fill the world with lions. The hyena wants to fill the world with hyenas. And the two are fighting against one another for survival. They're competitors in the field. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are competitors against the white man. The only thing is we don't know we're in a damn fight. We'd rather get high. We'd rather get high and go to sleep than wake up and realize that we're in a damn fight and our very survival is in peril. We would rather do that. We would rather stay high. And here's the thing of it too. With all this stuff that's going down, and a lot of you Negroes been smoking weed half your damn life, you ain't even getting high no damn more. So now you figure that you're going to smoke your way into this bliss, you know, that's going to help you out in the time of struggle. You're not even getting high anymore. You've been smoking weed for 15 years. You ain't getting high no damn more. You just smoking just to smoke. You ain't no different than the nigga that's been smoking cigarettes for 15 years. He don't get a buzz off the cigarettes no damn more. You see what I'm saying? You ain't getting high off the damn weed no more. So you gonna rely on that to put you to sleep during these perilous times? That ain't gonna happen. Your ass gonna wind up and get on heroin. That's what the hell you gonna do. Either you gonna come into this truth or your ass gonna be on heroin. Now, going to more on this scripture. Beat your plowshares in the swords and your pruning hooks in the spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Now, it didn't just say some heathens. It said, come all ye heathen. Because all of you got a price and a debt to pay. You see what I'm saying? I'm glad that natural disaster hit India. Because India is doing what? Selling our people's fake hair. They setting up businesses in our damn neighborhood, economically draining us the hell out. And you got silly Negroes that support, even verbally support them, talking about the good service, that they acting like they're doing a good service in our damn communities. Negroes is damn crazy. That's why I rejoice when a natural disaster hits where they're at, because they sitting over here joining with the white man to destroy us. So when I hope, hey, that'd be great if the HART program is sending something over to India, some type of hurricane or whatever. You know, regardless of how it's done, I don't give a damn. I'm just happy that it's over. You see what I'm saying? I'm happy that the damn hurricane or whatever the hell, a typhoon or whatever, the tsunami, whatever the hell, landslide, bring all of it. Because they doing a hell of a damn disservice to our people over here in America. Sitting there draining us out, making us economically poor as hell, siding with a goddamn thief like the white man. So I'm glad when a typhoon or something hit, I rejoice. I'm happy as hell that it happened. Because at least I know in India, 9 times out of 10, it ain't hitting black people over there. You see what I'm saying? It ain't hitting the Hebrews that are in these places like China and all of that. It's hitting these damn heathens. That's who the hell it's hitting. And I'm glad of it. Now think about it. Now, if, say, the HART program is also sending hurricanes and everything and natural disasters into foreign countries, you know, he has an agenda behind it. He's got to weaken that country so that he can take over their resources, right? But I'm still glad that, because if you join with a thief, then hell, when that thief turns on you, a thief and a murderer, he turns on you, what can you say? You see what I'm saying? You don't went confederate with him. You don't join with him. You see what I'm saying? And another thing the reason you know that it's also the judgment of the Lord, look at the hurricane paths. Look at all their paths. All of their paths. I mean, you think about it, the Atlantic is generally a calm water until a storm hits. You see what I'm saying? It's not like the Pacific, the Pacific that always has troubled waters all the time. The Atlantic is generally on the calm side. But all these hurricanes and all of that is coming up the slave routes that we were taken from and brought to the Americas on the slave ships. You ever notice that? All of them are coming along the same route. That's how you know that this is the judgment of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Go to Isaiah 29:6. Isaiah chapter 29. Hold on. Let me go up. Let me go up a little bit. Woe. Now I'm gonna start at the first verse. Woe to Ariel, the city where David dwelt. Add ye year to year, let them kill sacrifices. Yet I will distress Ariel, and there shall be heaviness and sorrow, and it shall be unto me as Ariel. And I will camp against thee round about, and will lay siege against thee with a mount, and I will raise forts against thee, and thou shalt be brought down, and shall speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust. Now, what does that sound like right there? That right there is an earthquake. You see what I'm saying? Now, regardless of whether it was the HART program that did it or any of that, this thing was still done of the Lord, regardless. And thy voice shall be as one that hath a familiar spirit out of the ground. Now think about this, as one that have a familiar spirit. Now how do they speak when they have a familiar spirit? And the person that's doing the little seance or whatever is like, so He's speaking with that real spooky voice. So this is also talking about, a person how they speak out of the dust and rubble when they get sunken in from an earthquake, but they ain't all the way sunken in. They still like maybe 15 feet, from the surface or something like that. This is still the Lord that is bringing this. And one of the reasons why the earthquake hit Haiti is because those are the Lord's priests. And the Lord's priests are doing evil as I don't know what. So the Lord's got to give a wake-up call. And who came in right after the earthquake? The damn devil came right in. France came in, the French devil. And had, just like I brought out before, he had those little kits, do-it-yourself abortion kits, to where they can pretty much saying, kill your child. They didn't come with food and supplies. They was also raping and every damn thing over there. Those UN soldiers, whatever the hell they were, the global soldiers or whatever, they were doing a lot of raping. NATO. They were doing a lot of raping. They was raping men also. The white man is a devil, and the white man will show himself anytime that there's a disaster going on. He'll show who the hell he is. He'll show who and what he is. He's going to show that every time that there's a disaster that happens. You see what I'm saying? Wartime, anything that has to do with everybody's attention being one way, the white man is going to kill you. So what we need to be thinking, every time there's a natural disaster, we should be joining with our own people. That's it. You see what I'm saying? And I feel sorry for you brothers and sisters that live in these Edomite neighborhoods. The natural disaster hit, and you think that you so much better off being away from black people. How did it work out for that one woman that was in Alabama? That, I think she was in Alabama or Louisiana, one or two. She was married to that white man and had two little boys by that white man. And she went to get help and beat on the door, and then white people would not even let her black ass inside the house. And guess what? As she beat and tried to throw a brick in the damn window, the waters came and swept her two little devils away. You see what I'm saying? Now imagine how, so with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that love to live among the damn devil, well, just be prepared, psychologically prepare yourself for something like that when that happens. Because they're going to turn against your ass when you need them, believe that. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and in the time of any type of chaos and natural disasters, cling to your own people. Find the ISUPK camp near you. And with that being said, we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahan. Pay your tithes. Support the men of the Lord that's out there on the battlefield in this truth. The men that are out here really trying to help you. The only men that you can really come to that are actually going to really be meaning to help you and meaning well towards you. You see what I'm saying? The men that are not going to kill you, if you ask for food. That are actually going to feed you. And are going to be exclusive in the things that we're doing. And these things are only going to be for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And with that being said, shalom.